What's up, Beam Tribe? Nick here in Ottawa, and in this video I want to talk about ground living. So let's start with, what does ground living mean? Ground living essentially means unchairing your lifestyle. So before we created chairs that allowed us to sit for long periods of time in a fixed position, humans for most of our existence have been a ground dwelling species. And what I mean by that is that when we rested, when we prepared food, when we ate, we did this all on the ground. And the cool thing about the ground is that it is, in my opinion, the ground is the most effective mobility coach that you've got. Why? Because it doesn't really allow you to sit in one static position for huge periods of time, right? Right now I'm in 90-90. I can go into sort of a kneeling position. I can go into half kneeling. I can go into a squat position. And so the options that you have available to explore on the ground are really endless. And what it does is, it's sort of like a double whammy. It's time that you spend on the ground is time that you're not in a chair. And chair time, consider chair time work you're doing to stiffen your hips, right? When you're sitting in a chair for long periods of time, you're training hip immobility. And I think that's sort of a different mindset than what people typically think of, but I think it's a helpful one to consider. And when you're on the ground, not only are you not in a chair in that static hip and knee at 90-degree position, but you're also given massive amounts of creative freedom with what position you adopt. Okay? So the best way to restore mobility in your lower body, that includes both the ankle and the hip, is to adopt a more ground-dwelling lifestyle. Adopt ground living as a part of your day. An easy way to do that is to slowly eliminate the sitting options, the chair options that you have in your home or your workplace. But a really good way to start is just by spending 10 minutes on the floor each day. That's a really good start for a lot of people. It might be the first 10 minutes of when you watch Netflix. It might be doing a couple emails on the floor before you go to your specific office where there's a chair. But I think a couple really big things that help to make the transition to a more ground living lifestyle instead of a chair living lifestyle is, number one, to have a really inviting place in your home or in your office that makes it easy to be on the ground. We use these big oversized yoga mats from Gorilla Mats. And what it does is it creates a really inviting space to go on the ground, to sit, to kneel, to squat, to lie down. These buckwheat yoga cushions can be really helpful as well. So they allow you to sort of still be on the ground, but give you a little bit of support if you need some extra help because your hip mobility is not quite there yet. We also sell these really low stools that come in a variety of sizes, which are still a form of a chair, but the good thing about a hard wooden stool is that your butt gets sore after about 30 minutes, which is the cue to move. They also give you a surface to be able to put a computer on, to put a coffee on, to put a book on. So really multi-purpose. It's made with 100% Baltic birch. There's actually no glue or anything. Very natural, very simple, and very multi-purpose because you're only limited by your creativity. So adopting a ground living lifestyle is one of the best things you can do to improve your mobility and the function of your lower body. The only thing you need then is options of what positions you can adopt on the ground. And we've got a bunch of these positions listed in or featured in the Beam Tribe database of videos. So, you have 90-90, you have kneeling, you have squatting, and you have hundreds of positions that humans are capable of adopting that we've sort of gotten away from adopting. And so working on that, transitioning over to a ground living lifestyle instead of a chair living lifestyle is a really easy way to get a huge amount of movement nutrients exposed to your joints, to your muscles, and to your body without really feeling like you're having to do extra work, right? And like I said, it's sort of a double whammy because you're not spending time in a chair, which is creating the work that you need to do to remobilize your joints that have stiffened up from time in a chair. So not only are you not spending time in a chair, you're actually spending time actively mobilizing your body. And so start small. Like I said, 10 minutes is a really good start to just spend time on the ground, and then gradually increase the amount of time you're spending on the floor and decrease the amount of time you're spending in a chair. Some chair time is not optional. I don't know of a car yet that you can drive without sitting, so that is non-optional. but the time you spend on the ground is a really great way to offset the time you spend sitting. And you know, I've been sort of working on this transition for a long time, to the point where now, apart from these little stools, there's really no chairs in my home. There's no couch, there's no office chairs. Everything is a standing desk. And I can very easily take some of these little S-series stools and create a workstation that allows me to adopt a variety of positions. And that's really the key from this, is the ground permits and actually incentivizes a vast array of positions that you can adopt, instead of promoting a single fixed position in a really comfy chair. So that's ground living. Embark on your own ground living experiment. Recruit other people and family members to join you. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.